Now, one of our essential skills is to be able to use percents in calculations. And so we have to be able to calculate what's called the percent concentration and be able to use percent concentration. Now, percent of anything is always the part, it's the piece out of the total over the grand total of everything. Now, when we're doing solutions, we have three different kinds of solutions, and you may have seen them on packaging. We have M to M, which means mass to mass. We have volume to volume, which is for liquids, and of course that's volume over volume. And then we have volume to mass, or pardon me, mass to volume. And that's so many grams per however many milliliters that you have. Okay, now the hard part is not so much the part, trying to find the part. The part is always going to be one of the smaller pieces of the problem. Usually where people mess up is trying to figure out what the total is, and you have to be very careful. So if you have grams and grams, and it doesn't say it's a total, then those are both parts and you have to add them up. So let's do one like that. So let's say, what is the percent sodium chloride in, let's say, 15 grams sodium chloride in 25 grams of water? Now, we look at this, and so first off, we need to figure out what's the percent. The part is always going to be paired up with the percent. So percent sodium chloride, and so we have 15 grams sodium chloride. So this is the part. Okay, like I said, the part is usually pretty easy to find. It's whatever's paired up with the percent. Now, what's the total? What's the whole? What's everything? Well, since we have 15 grams of sodium chloride and we have 25 grams of H2O, well, the whole thing is the two put together. So we would say the total is the 15 grams plus the 25 grams, and that gives us 40 grams. And that's the total, or the solution. Total solution. Now we can go ahead and find the percent, and so that would be 15 grams over 40 grams times 100. And we put that in a calculator, and we say 15 divided by 40 times 100. Don't forget the times 100 part, because percent means per 100, cent like in century. And so we say 38 with sig figs, 38%, because we have two sig figs on the top, and 40 dot is two sig figs, so it's 38%. Now, we have to be careful about this, because if you look, this was 15 grams sodium chloride in 25 grams of water. The total solution was 40.0 grams. But what if I was to rewrite this in a slightly different way? What if I was to say that instead of 25 grams of water, we said 25 grams of, let's see if I can erase this. If we said 25 grams of solution instead, what if we said that? How would that change the problem? And we said solution. Well, if you see solution, it's automatically the total. It's automatic total. Okay? Now, so the solution, so in this case, we're going to write this equation very differently. We're going to say 15 grams because the part is still the part, but now we have 25 grams of solution, and that's automatically the total. And so now that's times 100. We changed just one word. We changed that one word from 25 grams of water to 25 grams of solution, the salt water solution. And so we say 15 divided by 25 times 100, and we get 60%. Now 60% is a lot different than 38%. And so the difference is between whether you say solution or you say grams of water, because the water is the part. The solution is everything all together. So you have to, that's really the two things that you have to be very careful about when you're trying to figure out, well, what's the percent? Well, the part's easy. You find the percent wherever it's tagged up there, and you have to figure out what is the total. Is the total the solution? Yes. If you see solution, it's already the total. You don't add them up, because if you add them up, if you have solution, you're going to double count what you have. Okay. And so the final critical skill that we need to be able to do with percent calculations is to be able to figure out how much we have in a solution. So how about if we have a 90% ethanol solution? Okay. And I want to know how many grams of ethanol in, let's say, 545 milliliters of ethanol solution. Okay. Now, the ethanol solution is 545 milliliters, but part of it is actually the ethanol. The rest of it is water. And so how many milliliters of pure ethanol do we have in that 540 milliliters? And it's just as simple as this. You take your 90%, you divide it by 100, that'll get you 0.9, and it's just times whatever that total is. And that will tell you, and we should change that to milliliters, that will tell you how many milliliters you have. And so you just say 90 divided by 100 times 545. And I get 491 milliliters ethanol. So what if we had a 70% solution? And I want to know how many milliliters in, let's say, 1,252 milliliters of solution. Okay, so it's the same situation. You just say 70% divided by 100 times your total amount of solution, which case is 1,252 milliliters. And we put that in our calculator. 7 times 1,252, and I get 876 milliliters. And that's it. That's how you use percent calculation. So you should be able to calculate the percent given the part and giving the other pieces or the total of the solution. And you should be able to figure out, how much you have of what's in the solution by using percent.